Do you ever wake up and decide to make an art challenge? Well, that's exactly what I did. Greetings and welcome to the witching hour. Unfortunately, I started drawing before I started recording, so the first drawing is partially done already. Anyway, since I have made the bold claim that this is a challenge, I should probably explain myself. Lately, I've been going over my fundamentals of art, mainly anatomy, which you would know if you followed me on TikTok or Instagram. Also, super quick side note, my last 3 videos on TikTok have gotten 0 views. Is there a problem that I'm not aware of, or am I just that unpopular? Sorry. Anyway, back on track. While studying form, I thought about how, technically, one could show form with only 2 tones, black and white. I also wanted to see how many tones one would need to make a good final result. Hence this challenge. Feel free to join in on what I have dubbed the 9 tones challenge, or maybe someone can come up with a better name. I am terrible at naming things, honestly, so please do. Also, I'm doing the challenge kind of backwards in this video, as in I start with the least amount of tones and end with the most, which is rather anticlimactic, I know, but please keep watching, I promise it will be fun. The first drawing is only 2 tones, black and white, but we're trying to get as much detail as possible and show the form in the reference that I have chosen. Wow, that sounded really technical for someone who can't draw a hand properly to save their life. The reference I'm using has credits to Shots of Insight, however I found it from the 100 Heads Challenge, which is another really big challenge here on YouTube and across the art world in general. And of course you can do this challenge traditionally as well, perhaps with markers or pens to keep the colours consistent. I say as if anyone's gonna do this. But seriously, if you would like to do this challenge, please do. It would be really fun to see what different people come up with, especially maybe people who don't do portraiture. I would love to see how this would work with perhaps environments or something like that. This is the second piece, this time with 3 tones, black, white, and the most mid-toned grey. Is that word mid-toned? Well, it is now, okay? Also, as I said before, I'm doing this in kind of the opposite way, like it would be more of a challenge if the number of tones decreased each time, but I didn't record it like that, so I guess we're stuck with this. I decided to start with the mid-tone and then build up the dark and light tones. I'm not sure that's how it's meant to be done, but it worked out and it looks nice enough. Okay, I was kind of dumb here, but instead of just duplicating the first drawing and merging the layers to have the mid-tone and dark tone done, I decided to trace over my first drawing for no reason whatsoever, so have fun watching me waste time. Okay, now for the lightest tone. In this piece it looks rather ugly honestly, but for the sake of showing form, it's there. Basically, I'm just putting the colour where it will work best to show the shadows and highlights of the reference, if that makes sense. However, art is a visual medium, so it has to be, pleasing aesthetically and be clear, which is why oftentimes posterization, which is done through an algorithm with no aesthetic decisions, can look off. So this challenge is essentially about form, detail, and learning to make your artwork clearer, and obviously having fun with it and seeing what you can get with these constraints. In this reference, it was pretty easy finding the shadows and highlights because of the dramatic lighting and angle, which also make my art look a bit better since the tones are clearer. So that might be something I want to try more often because a lot of my pieces just end up having like very basic neutral lighting. This is where I put in a background, which I was meant to do before but I forgot. Really sorry. I started with a mid-tone red, but it was really distracting, so I switched over to a pinkish colour that's a bit easier on the eyes. Right now I'm working on the next 2 tones, so the one between white and mid-tone and the one between mid-tone and black. And you can see that right at the bottom of the screen. I'm really sorry if it's hard to see. I probably should have moved my canvas down a bit, but I didn't end up doing that. So now I have the last 2 tones, which make 5 altogether. Hi, editing me here. The audio file corrupted, so you won't hear me talking until the timestamp on the screen, so you can watch the speed paint or just skip ahead. So, I finished the third drawing and I'm on to the last drawing. On the speed paint, you can see me making the next 4 tones, which will make 9 tones altogether. See what I did with the name of the challenge? 9 tones. Admittedly, it's not all that great, but it's the best I could come up with, which isn't very much, but for this piece, I decided to just copy the last one and add details because I was a bit tired and wanted to make things easier for myself. Anyway, this one was by far the one that required the most thinking, as I had to think to myself, is this area more of a tone number 3 or a tone number 4, and other things like that, which I guess is what allows it to be more detailed and clearer, as there are more decisions I can make to change the outcome, while with only 2 tones there's only one decision, black or white. I think that it was also helpful thinking about the tones as decisions I had to make, as I felt like I actually put effort into finding the best tone to use. I honestly think I might do that more often for important pieces. It also helped with the planes of the face, which I can never wrap my head around for some reason. All in all, it was really, really fun and educational. Can you believe that? It would be great if you guys could participate too if you'd like, even though my channel only has 12 subs. Maybe we could start a trend. As a fun aside, I decided to blend out the last drawing I made to see if it could function as a finished piece. I didn't spend a lot of time blending it, barely 5 minutes. But I'm pretty sure that if I put more time in, it would look a lot better, so this might even work as a method for just drawing. Maybe I can try it out in a later video. Hint hint. Thank you so much for watching. This was a really fun video to make. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that fun YouTube stuff, and I'll see you next time at the witching hour.